Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then, you know, you just showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's me with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Man, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Here we have my boy Ish Brown from, I don't want to take it away. We have Ish Brown. You know, Ish, give him an introduction. Let him know what market you driving in and which platform you mainly drive on.
What's going on, everybody? I am Ish Brown. I am from Inglewood, California, but we're going to go ahead and set Los Angeles market is where I'm from, born and raised in Los Angeles, and we out here getting it thanks to Ronnie Speed. Yes, sir.
Okay, shout out to LA, man. And you said which platform?
Uber.
Okay.
Platform.
Yeah, not too shabby. So shout out to Inglewood, up to no good, of course. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm a little under the weather, so my voice is going in and out. So just bear with me. So we got Ish here from Inglewood, aka LA, driving Uber. So before we even get started to how much money you made for the challenge, man, like what got you into the rideshare game in the first place?
I'm gonna be honest, like I wasn't really trying to do rideshare at all.
Okay.
I'm from the entertainment business, so there was nothing about my life that made me want to actually do rideshare for real, right? So I started like 9 years ago, but I was just like, just playing around with it because I was like, well, every now and then I'll get in the car and drive, but I wasn't really trying to do it like that. So I'm like what people call a late bloomer, and I see people on here, everybody get to the money like right away. I come from the entertainment business, so it was really my ego. It was really hard for me to like humble myself to start driving because I really only want to make an entertainment. And so if it's entertainment, I wasn't really trying to acknowledge it.
No, that's fair.
I got humbled though. So
So what was your humbling moment?
When I was like, man, I'm gonna end up being homeless. Like if I don't change my life, I'm gonna end up being homeless because my mentality was like, I'm just like a struggling artist, you know what I'm saying? But the bills kept piling up. I was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. I was getting credit cards, maxing those credit cards out. And then I just was like, I'm about to be broke. And I started like watching your videos, but I still was like, my ego was still like, man, I ain't trying to drive, man. I ain't trying to sit in no car for 12 hours. They can do that. That's not me. I'm above that. And as when you struggling like for real, your eyes start opening up and you start having to understand that you need to man up. So that's what I did.
Okay, man. Shout out to you for, making those changes. And that's why, I always preach, like the first process is, like readapting your mindset, because some people, they do look at it like this. I appreciate you, sharing that, with the audience, because some people do feel that way. Like, man, driving, man, Lyft, Uber, that's not a real job. This is below me. But like when you came across, my content, what exactly like were you looking for at that, particular time and moment?
At first I was like entertained because I saw you said, you making 2 racks a week. And that it's another person, I think it's one of your friends. He was talking about he was making money, right? And I was just like, you drive a Tesla. Yeah, your friend. But anyway, Jay Eddie or something like that.
Yep, that's him.
I was like, oh, let me just watch these videos. So I was kind of like entertained.
Okay.
Kept watching them. I was like, no, like they really like living the life. And then I started seeing you like going to like different restaurants. And I was like, you were eating the steaks and stuff like that. And I was like, I want some steak. I want to eat some steak one day, because I mean, I come from a certain background, but then at the same time, times weren't always that like at a certain point it was really, really good, you know what I'm saying? And then it got to a point where it was really, really bad. So I was like, man, I kind of want to start doing some of the things that they're doing. I kind of want to start, you know, saving up money and, you know, investing and doing different types of things. So I said, you know, let me try to get serious with this whole driving thing. And it took me a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Like I get out there and drive, and then maybe like an hour in, I'd be like, man, I ain't trying to do this with my life. Like, no, like, so if, like, look, for me to get to that point of getting to the point of actually making 2 racks in a week or numerous times, like it took a lot. Like it wasn't like a very fast process. My mindset was jacked, and I was definitely not trying to do no driving. So I just kept watching your channel, and I just kept seeing your lifestyle. I kept seeing like how happy you were. And I was like, you know, I was like really unhappy. And I was seeing you on here just like happy all the time. You weren't complaining, you weren't making excuses, and you were actually showing the numbers. That's the biggest thing, was you were actually showing what you were making. And that was like huge for me, because everybody's talking about, I see people say I made $10,000, but they don't ever show you nothing. They would say they made the money, but I never see anything. But you were like, no, let me show you. And you were going day by day. So I was like, oh snap, like this is real. That's how I got excited, man. I started getting excited about the possibilities. You know, there's so much I could really say, but like this is like bigger than Uber and Lyft. Like you really helping people to believe in themselves.
Exactly, man.
That's big, bro. That's big.
You know what? And I appreciate you for, you know, acknowledging, you know, the fact that it is beyond like Uber and Lyft. So, you know, you got the people with a fixed mindset or just low IQ, them, or you trying to make the company richer, or they just expose you. I'm like, man, if you think that way, man, you already beat. You already lost, man. Like we trying to change lives. We trying to prove ourselves. We trying to better ourselves. Because I truly believe a lot of people struggle is because of their mindset. You know, like I always say, man, you got 84 hours in a week to make as much money as possible. So how bad do you really, you know, want to change in your life? And you touched upon like a few things earlier, like how you were struggling. So what got you going? Like what certain changes did you have to make in order for you to, you know, have a better mindset or like a better driving experience or just experience in life, you know, as far as positivity and things?
So there's a guy, shout out to Brian Carruthers. He said, I remember him saying this a long time ago, and it just like clicked into my head. And he was like, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. So you got to make a decision. You're going to make excuses or you're going to make money. So I see like a lot of people, they'll be complaining about, oh, Uber has lowered the prices, how much we get per mile. They're doing all this complaining, right? And I was like, I never want to be that guy who's complaining all the time. I want to be that guy who's like, let's figure it out. So once I figured out my bottom line, I didn't care about nothing else. So once I figured out like I want to make $350, $400 a day, that's how my mindset is on. I could care less about what Uber's doing. Uber's gonna always be doing them. They could be changing. They could do all kinds of stuff. As long as my bottom line, as long as I get to where I'm trying to get in the day, that's all I care about now.
Yeah.
So that's what really just like shifted my mindset. So once I started getting into the car and had that mindset, like I'm not going home, bro. I'm not going home until I get to 50. I'm not going home until I get to 400. So once I did it the first time, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this again on the next day. And once I did it the next day, I was like, okay, we're gonna do it again the next day. And I just kept doing that process, and I started being like happier, you know, when I started like talking to people. And, you know, then I listen to people share their stories with me. People get in the car all the time and they're like, you know, telling me how they just hate their job and they can't stand it. And I was like, man, first of all, just the time freedom alone, the fact that I could choose my hours is everything, right?
Yeah.
Because when I work the job, I'm under their clock. I'm under their supervision. They're going to tell me when I can go on vacation. They're going to tell I went to a funeral one time when I was working a regular job, and she asked me what time the funeral was going to be over so I can come back to work. Like she was like, yeah, bro. Like she was like, I got so many crazy stories. So I used to work in banking.
Okay.
After I went from music, I went to banking, which is a crazy transition. But I went through like my manager, like I'm like, hey, so I want to go to on vacation in June. They're like, well, you know, Marcus, he has seniority. He's been here longer than you, so he gets to go in June, but you can go in September. I'm like, I don't want to go in September. I want to go in June. Now. Right. So just the fact that we can choose our hours, and I didn't want to make that an excuse either. I want to say, you know what? I'm gonna put that time in so I can keep making my money and keep raising it up. So when I want to do something like go to a nice restaurant or I do want to go on vacation, I can actually afford it. Well, I used to go on vacation, but I never could really afford it. I just be kind of like, you know, stressing out or trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You just go on vacation and whatever I'll figure out when I'm there, then figure out what happens whenever I get back. Yeah.
Right. Or eat McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You know, not because I want to, because I have to, because I don't afford nothing else. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, shout out to you, you know, for changing, you know, your situation, changing, you know, your life. You know, once you start, you know, setting those goals and, you know, you start sticking out there, did it become like easy for you, or was it as hard as you think? Or
To be honest, it started getting to a point where I started getting upset because I feel like I'd be mad when Uber kicked me off the app because I feel like I still want to keep going. Like I'm still ready, baby. Let's go. But they're like, no, you get 6 hours of sleep. So for me, it became an easy. I think in the beginning, thinking of driving for 12 hours seemed like a lot. But like once you start, like especially like taking your advice to like starting, I start like at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And so like it's something about, man, when it's like 9 or 10 o'clock and I've already made like 150, I'm feeling real good about myself.
Exactly.
So I really don't even want to get off it's like a slot machine, you know, like cha-ching, cha-ching. I feel good. So it wasn't really hard once I actually made the decision to start driving. It wasn't hard at all. It was getting to that point of wanting to sit in the car, which was probably my hardest thing, was dropping my ego and saying, you know what, like humble out and get into that car and go get this money. That was but once I got in the car, cakewalk.
Yeah, man. Like I always say, man, because I get it. Trust me, I would completely understand, because, you know, most people, I think when they find like my content, or even when I'm talking to passengers, they be like, oh yeah, I'll drive like 12 hours a day, you know, till I get, you know, kicked off the app. And they be like, what? That's stupid. Like, why would you do that? Like, you can't sustain that. Or because they have like a mindset of, I hate my job, so I could never picture myself doing this. But once you know, take the right strategies as far as starting early, you know, you develop your mindset, you know, you finally, you know, getting like a head start as far as, you know, hitting your goals, you know, 250 days and plus, you like, oh, it becomes more enjoyable. It's like you start to, you know, gamify it. And it's like, damn, man, like, all right, let me keep going. So I'm glad that you finally, you know, were able to reap those benefits. And now, since you say like all those good things and about like your change, like how were you looking at it before? It's like, how were you viewing being a rideshare driver compared to now? Like, you know, because first you're like, man, I couldn't start doing this. Now you just really enjoy it.
Right.
Now, what are your thoughts?
So when I first used to look at rideshare, I looked at it as like a very negative thing. Like, this is like a step down. Like, I'm used to, like, I mean, I'll keep it real with you. Like, the biggest show we ever did when I was in my group, we did like a show in front of 100,000 people in Russia.
Ooh.
So I've been to Egypt, I've been to Russia, I've been to Germany, and I've been to Japan. So like going from that life to like to banking, that was the first thing, right? And I'll be honest with you, I used to be working my tail off doing banking, right?
Okay.
And my paycheck would be like 700. I remember I used to cry when I used to get my paychecks. I used to actually cry because I'd be like, man, I really worked this hard and all I got was $700. Like after 2 weeks, you know, after they do taxes and everything, I would get like 750. Like it was crazy. So that used to be like a very devastating thing. So when I thought about driving, I think I was just thinking about doing it. But once I actually got behind the wheel and made the decision, like, no, I'm going to actually do this. And I actually, to be honest with you, you know, people who surround you. So I'm looking at your videos. There's another guy that I know. He sells like he has a clothing line.
Okay.
And I asked him how he stays motivated. You know, he said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't take my cell phone out with me. I don't even look at time. And he said, because all I focus on how much money I want to get to. And until I get that money, I don't even stop. And so I noticed that when I'd be looking at the app and I'd be like trying to decline rides because I start getting my ego into it, I didn't have such a great experience. But every time I just put my head down and just drew a line in the sand and just stay focused on just let's get to this money, it just became a very enjoyable experience for me because I'm not looking at the they're trying to send me here, they're trying to send me there. I just always was like, let's go. Let's keep this app on. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. And it just became a great experience. Like it's actually a great experience because you're talking to people. I'm having great conversations with people. People even get in my car and they say, "Can you really make money doing Uber?" I'm like, "How you gonna get in my car and expect me? Like, why would I be sitting here driving if I'm not making any money?"
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or I hear people tell the same thing people tell you that you said in videos that people would say stuff like, man, why you work so hard, man? You know, you need to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
work
work
too
too
hard.
hard. I hate that line. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, loser language, man.
Yeah, it's crazy language. So I have a friend who told me this is when I really turned it up. Well, I said I had a friend. You know, he would tell me, you know what your problem is? You try and do this Uber thing, you working all these hours, you don't know your self-worth, right? And he was like, I know my self-worth. He's a masseur. He does massages.
Yeah.
Right? Now he said, I charge $100 an hour to do massages, okay? Because I know my self-worth. You don't know your self-worth. That's why you're driving that car, working 12 hours for $400 or $350. Now, ask me how many clients he had per week.
How many?
Like 9. So he know his self-worth so much that he making $900 a week. And I'm making 1,800, 2,000, you know, sometimes 1,600, you know, when I was just still trying to climb up. But he was trying to give me advice.
Yeah.
On knowing his self-worth. You gotta know your self-worth, bro. I make $100, but you only got $900 coming in a week, bro. That's like something ain't right. But his mindset was like, he felt like he was actually schooling me and telling me what I should be doing with my life. And it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch upon that real quick. I think well, I don't think I know a lot of people are too arrogant for their own good.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't know what they like what their view is as far as, you know, job titles, but some people just latch on to certain job titles. Then you say, oh, I know my self-worth. It'll be different if you was making at least 5 figures plus a month from doing like massages. But it's like, okay, if you only got 9 clients, you said like 9 clients a week on average.
And sometimes it'd be 7.
Yeah, so $700, $900, you could be driving Uber, Lyft, try to build your clientele up, making more money. You could leverage that, you know. But you know, people, they don't want the benefits. They don't want to reap the benefits. They already, you know, block their blessings.
Right.
You know, that's what I've figured out and learned about a lot of people. It's like the way they're thinking. It's like that's why they're in position that they're in now. I mean, this, and like a lot of people never understand, man, this is enjoyable, man. It's fun if you learn how to do it and you choose to, you know, have fun and enjoy it. You know, because really you picking up people, you talking to them, you know, you hearing their stories. Sometimes you have some good conversations. Y'all could talk shit. Y'all could talk about sports, talk about girls. It's all kind of stuff. You know, the conversations are endless and infinity. And, you know, you could have a positive impact on people's life. You know, and another thing, you know, most people are kind of in the same type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Dealing with like the same type of struggles. You know, they're trying to figure out life, you know, trying to figure out what they want to do, how they can make more money, you know, stuff like that. We just make our money a little bit different. But if you've been driving, for the people who's watching this long enough, I'm pretty sure y'all met plenty of people who hate their job. And I think that's what makes driving a lot more enjoyable, because like that could be you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got the opportunity, like you said, to, you know, pretty much do whatever you want. You got the choice to take off, to drive as much or as least as possible. You don't have to go into an office, a factory, you know, 9 to 5. You can really, you know, reap these benefits, but y'all don't want to seize the opportunity. Y'all want to complain. Oh man, I don't want to do that.
You know, to be honest with you, it's crazy that you say that, because like for me, like I started like, and you asked me earlier about like starting to enjoy the process, right? So I live by Disneyland, right? So I live like 25 minutes.
Anaheim.
Yep, Anaheim. So I go to Orange County a lot of times, and I'll be picking people up, and I forget sometimes, right? Because I've been to Disneyland like so many times, but sometimes it's people's first visit. So on the way to from the airport to Disneyland, I'll be giving like crash courses. They'll be so grateful to me. They'll be like, man, thank you so much for helping me now. And they be giving me like crazy tips because they're so grateful that I took time out to like show
Add
them the
value.
yeah, because when they come to like Disneyland, it's their first visit. It's already crazy. It's already expensive. And I say, like, let me show you how to actually go through the park and, you know, work through your days and everything like that. And they like super grateful. I'm a big, that's my biggest thing also is like, I'm a big roller coaster fanatic. I'm an adrenaline junkie, right? So I started adding that to my day also. So when I'm working, you know, people say, oh, you don't have a life or whatever. Like I definitely have a life because I choose to like listen, at least 4 times a week, I spend at least 2 to 3 hours inside of an amusement park, get on some roller coasters, you know, eating some food, get on some roller coasters. That's like my thing, right? And I added that to my day to make my day more interesting. So some people, they need a glass of wine, they need a beer to kind of calm down. Me, put me in a couple of roller coasters, I'm ready to go for another 12 hours. So that's just me, man. So I've added like my fun to my day every single day to make
Yeah.
sure that I can, you know, so I have that, whatever people say, life and work balance, whatever the case may be, every single day, I try to do something that I actually enjoy doing. I actually take my cameras out sometimes, so I shoot footage also because I love to shoot footage and everything like
Hell
that.
yeah.
That's things I love to do. So I bring my fun to work with me. Since I'm gonna be out here, I might as well go ahead and make it my whole environment the way I want it to be. So I'm gonna
Exactly.
work for this many hours. So then I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna come back. And that's just how I move, man.
Man, I love everything you just said, man. It's like you reaping the benefits. Like now you enjoying the process. And man, if your mind is open to change and you know you thinking positively, man, you could just start figure out ways, creative ways that you know you can make it even more enjoyable. Like you say, you carry your camera, you know, you get out the car, go ride some roller coasters, just enjoy life, and that's what it's really about. You're not tied down to a 9 to 5 and you sitting there miserable because you only got one life, man. There's no redo.
That's
There's
true.
nothing that you could redo. So you might as well just live life to the fullest and enjoy it. And I hear that a lot, like when you said, people, oh, you have no life. I'm like, yes, I do. My life is better than yours.
Right. I can actually afford to do things now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you know,
And I don't have to ask to do them. Like,
right,
you know,
exactly.
y'all got to ask, and oh, well, my boss or my manager, or you know, I can't talk a certain way in the office. Man, we just living life, making money, driving, talking shit, having fun.
Right.
You know, so no, damn, man, I love that. We're gonna talk a little bit about that once you get off.
For
So
sure.
now, you know, since the people pretty much got your backstory, I know they gonna want to be thinking, well, how much did he make?
Oh
You know,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
so let the audience know exactly how many hours and how much money did you make?
On this particular, I was online for 42 hours. I made sorry, I was online for 32 hours and 47 minutes. I made 2,483 and 28 cents.
Okay,
So um
there you go. Y'all see it. Not too shabby. So people gonna be looking like, damn, that's a big old spike in on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
So, you know, this was one of the weeks where I actually got a chance to like shine because you know I worked really hard for my stipend money. I don't know if everybody get the stipend money, but I always
Only in
get my
California. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I always get my stipend money.
Hell
Every
yeah.
single time I always get and I'm not happy with the 600, so I like the max.
Yeah.
So it did give me the opportunity to say, you know what, and I still made 2,400, but it did give me the opportunity to do some other things I really enjoyed doing, like getting that stipend in that week. I was able to work on some music. I'm actually working on one of my friends. He's doing a show in December, and I was actually really able to help like start putting that show together and everything like that. So again, this allowed me to be able to still make $2,400 in the week and then also do some other things I really enjoy doing on the creative side. And I actually had the money to be able to do it. So yeah, man.
Oh man, absolutely. And some people will. All his money came from the stipend. It's not even about that, man. It's about okay. Let's run with that. Most money came. Who cares? Like one, he earned a stipend because you put in what 328 hours within that quarter, so you definitely earned a stipend. And two, why are you complaining? Where's your stipend at? If that's the case, man, you can't, bro. You would never be able to make people happy. But I'm glad that you did get that stipend, because some people, they don't get it at all, or they'll get like the 600. Then you got to look at yourself and be like, damn, man, what was I doing? Like, why was I so like unorganized? Why didn't I get like the full $1,300 that I should have received?
Yeah, it's like I had to start saying to myself, like, what are you doing with your free time? Like when
Yep,
you're at home, like, I love when you like, I have to watch my shows. Like, I love when you say that. You
bro.
have me talking loud when you say watch my shows.
Watch
Because
my
everybody
show.
everybody be watching shows, but they have it lined up. It's crazy that people will have like a whole like they're watching like 7 different programs and they're watching all of them, right? And
Hmm.
it's like, hey, you could be doing something else and you watching TV. Like that's
Exactly.
like what happens after you watch the show?
Nothing.
It
They go
doesn't
to sleep.
change your life. It doesn't do anything for you. It's crazy that people will be so dedicated to like watching shows or to like it's crazy like the lottery, right?
Yeah.
Like the lines be super long for the lottery. People would have like a system. I've seen a lady, she had a system. She had like 7 different cards and she playing this one and she putting money on this one and
Wow.
she really like she got if she applied that to like something else, she probably be rich already. She
Yeah,
probably
man.
be rich.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I have conversations like this daily with people, like with my passengers, and I always tell them, I'll just be honest with them. I'm like, man, most people ain't shit. Most people are losers.
Right.
And I think a lot of people really enjoy that type of perspective, is because as a driver, man, you got a unique perspective, man. You could get like the real out of a person, and you can see what they value, and most people value the same things. So it's like while you on your journey to figuring out yourself, start to create visions for your life, use these people who you're picking up, get information from them, man. That's what I like to do. It's like conduct your own type of market research, see what gets them going, what they pursuing, and you will soon find out most people have no goals, no ambition. They don't want to do anything besides be entertained and be distracted. And that
Right.
is a fact. So you can use that to your advantage. Like, okay, I've refused to be like this person, so let me, work a little bit harder. Let me take that hour a day to, learn something, study or whatever your situation is to help you get to the next level. And it's funny that you brought up the TV shows, because last night I was having this exact conversation with this one of my passengers, and she was saying, I told her how most people are losers and they sit up here watch all these TV shows, and she started laughing. She's like, yeah, that's me. I'm like, what do you watch? Damn, I forgot the name of the show that she said. It was like Bling something. I'm like, what is that? It was about rich Asians. I'm like,
Oh,
is
crazy, like crazy,
mine, huh?
crazy rich Asians or something like that.
No, it was like Blings. I forgot the name, man. But I'm like, dang, that's what y'all do. Y'all just and I'm asking her, like, okay, if you had to sacrifice, like, what would you be willing to sacrifice to hit your goals and get to the next level? Bro, couldn't answer the question. Like,
Wow.
I'm like, man, just most people, they don't try.
Yeah.
They don't try at all, man. So, you know, man, if you a driver, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, whatever, man, like I always say, man, don't worry about the job title. Only
Right.
thing that really matters at the end of the day is once you go to your bank account, click on that app, you sign in, and you see your direct deposit, and you see that two, that comma, them 3 zeros, or 2, 4, 500, whatever. That's or shit. Even you get paid $300. That's the only thing that matters. Will hit your bank account. Nobody
Yeah.
care about the job type. We care about the money that comes in. So y'all gotta, you know, think more accurately. And I think most people don't it's like they be afraid to do this because it's like an embarrassment, like embarrassment
Yeah.
from family and friends. Like they may look down on them like it's less than. I'm like, man, little do they know, man, how much money you can make. Like you said, the lifestyle that you can have, man. They don't know how to think. They don't know how to be creative. Like, so I could drive, then later I'm gonna get a steak and I'm having a good time. What you doing?
Exactly. But it's because like, and I want to like piggyback on what you were just saying because like you say, like you give like a lot of gems out that I don't think people really catch, right? Like, let's just start with the 2 racks a week, right? If I go to the normal person like in my hood, right, and I ask, what would you do to make like $100,000, right? They seem that they feel like that's so far fetched that it's not even a reality for them that they brain turns off, right? So when like what you're doing is, which is I'm super grateful, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
Thank you.
What you're doing is you're changing the mindset, like because think about it, 2 racks a week, plus if you get the stipends, comes up to $100,000 a year, right? Person makes $100,000 a year, make it to $150,000 doesn't seem that far away.
Right.
$200,000 doesn't seem that far away anymore, right? Then you start having money so you can invest in other things that you would have never been able to invest in to take your money to the next level, whether it be stocks, whether it be real estate, whatever you might want to invest money in to actually make your money, because most people can't do a lot of stuff because they're stuck with whatever they're getting, right? And it's very small. So you're building a belief system of like, man, like a person that felt that they couldn't even make it to $50,000 or $60,000 a year, they're like, man, because even if a person can't make it to 2,000, let's say their market is slow, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they only make it to $1,600. That's probably more than they've ever made in a week. So now they say, man, I can make $80,000 in a year. You know what I'm saying? And that's a step above where they were at. And if they make it to 80,000, man, I can make it to 200,000. I can make it to $500,000. I can make it to $1 million. You're building up that belief system. So that's why, you, man, appreciate you, bro, because you're helping changing mindsets, bro. You're changing the world. Listen, everybody needs to go ahead and make this the most popular channel on YouTube when it comes down to rideshare. Because this for real, he changing lives. How many people you got right now that's already made 2,000 a week?
I think you are number 67 or my hard drive is in my bag, but I think you 67 if I'm not
67.
mistaken.
Come on now. Other people are talking about what you shouldn't do. This is what you shouldn't be doing. This, Uber's taking all your money, you being broke, right? And you actually changing lives. So everybody, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button because this is like for real. This guy changed lives. He changed my life. He changed so many people's lives, changing people's perspectives. So y'all show this man some love. He deserves his flowers now. So,
like I said, man, I appreciate that. This why I do it, man, because this is enjoyable. It makes it all worth it. It's like you building up, like I'm building up people, and people are building up other people with their stories. So somebody gonna be watching our interview, and your words is gonna build them up. It's like, damn. Because you got a unique perspective yourself, like roller coasters, like that's your thing, like entertain, like amusement parks. So like, damn, man, I never thought about that. Maybe I want to do that too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like 3 to 4 times a week, I am at an amusement park, and I tell my passengers all the time because they're like, "Well, how do you pass your time?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm doing this when I stop. I'll work from like 3 a.m. to like sometimes 2 or 3 p.m. Right." And I'll go ride some roller coasters. And if I feel like it, and usually I do, I come back and drive at nighttime because I don't know, but I love driving at nighttime sometimes.
Yeah,
just
okay.
like no traffic.
Yeah, you got the big.
Cool. Now I'm not gonna be doing listen, God bless everybody that picks up people from the clubs and stuff like that, because I know everybody needs a ride. That's not for me.
Yeah.
I will do like some airport runs, or I might do some go by some college campuses and drop some people off or whatever. But I actually, talking to different people, man, it's fun. But especially after I just got for roller coaster, I'm on a high, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. So I don't know what everybody else talking about that I don't have no life, because I definitely have a life.
Exactly.
And guess what? When my nephew plays football and I want to go to his game and it's just me and like 5 other parents in the stands, I can always go if I want to go support my nephew, because I'm in control of my hours. I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to ask, is it okay if I take some time off? Or I'm sick. I ain't got to do none of that. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to make up the hours. One thing about me is I'm always going to get my hours in. I'm going to get my hours in every single time. You done created a beast in me, boy. Maybe talking this was his numbers went up on that one Wednesday or whatever the case may be. Just watch. I'll come back and I'll be like, here's 2,000 a week. Come on, boy, let's go.
Man, it's not even about the numbers, man. The numbers, that's just like the surface level, but the change and that is the most important part. Like the change and the growth within any individual that could like reap the benefit. That is the ultimate benefit. That's what, you know, like the 2 racks a week challenge offers. And, you know, like these other channels, I know there's plenty of rideshare channels. Most of them have nothing to offer. You know, they just come up with something to talk about. That's why they don't show numbers. You know, that's why they don't have this type of mindset. And if they say you doing it, they want to knock you down to their level because, you know they can't do it. So, and everything I'm speaking about is coming from wisdom and coming from experience. Like I actually, you know, put the time in. I've done 84 hours. I've done a lot of stuff. I don't know how many people, how many content like channels out there have done over 35,000 trips. I've done over 35,000 trips. So that's why I'm able to speak upon like these things. It's not coming from, oh, I just came up with this idea. Let me turn my camera on, and just talk. Like, no, like I put the work in. So, but you know, people they don't want to put the work in, so they have nothing to offer. But we're gonna keep winning over here. People gonna, you know, keep hitting 2 racks and continue to, you know, become the best version of themselves, man.
Absolutely.
So now, you know, you out here enjoying it, 2 racks, you know, having a good time. You know, why do you think people don't make 2 racks in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think it's 2 reasons. I think they don't believe that they can make it to 2,000 or 2 racks a week. They don't believe that that can actually happen, or they believe it can happen, but they really don't want to really put that time in to actually make it happen. So, because that was, I mean, for me, I even saw like, man, you probably could make some really good money doing this. But I was like, but I ain't about to be sitting in that car. Like, doing that. Like that was really my mindset. So like I do understand. That's why I feel like I can really speak on it now. Because I do understand being in the mindset, like, I'm not, bro. I used to tell my friends, these people crazy. Eh? Ain't nobody trying to sit in no car for no 12 hours a day. You know, I got way better things to do. So that's usually the case. And I think also, I think people are focused on the wrong thing, right? They're too busy focused on Uber. So I'm gonna give you, so there was a certain point in life where I was making cookies, right? I was making like snickerdoodle cookies and chocolate chip cookies. And I got to a point where somebody was trying to get them to another store, right? And they were trying to offer me a certain amount to get, you know, for me to send cookies to them all the time. And I was telling the girl, I was like, I don't want to be giving my cookies to them for a certain amount and then they're gonna go resell them for like more, like $5, $6, or whatever the case may be. And she said, you worried about the wrong thing. You really should be worried about your bottom line. Yeah, as long as you get your bottom line, you should really be worried about what's going on over there. And I think that people would look at Uber and Lyft and they're like, oh, they're using you guys and they're making all this money off of you guys and blah, 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 right? Let me ask you a question. What other business you know where you go and they make a profit and they give you 50%, 40%, 30%? No, there's no other company like that.
Right.
So what people are really expecting, Uber's going to do Uber because they're worried about their bottom line, and we need to worry about our bottom line.
Yes.
So if I'm going to make $400 a day, that's all I care about. I don't care about the miles. I don't care about how much Uber's taking. Oh, they used to take 20%, and now they're taking this. I don't care. All I care about is I'm going to get to my money. As long as I get there, that's all that matters to me.
Yes.
I don't know what they're talking about, but that's all that matters to me. I'm trying to get to my money.
Man, I 100% agree with everything you just said. They worry about the wrong thing, man. And, you know, and the funny thing is, they have all these gripes, but they never have solutions. They just complain. It's like, okay, so what do you suggest? Just start asking, what do you suggest? Well, you know, just do something else. Like what? I don't know. Like, well, shut up, man.
Like
people got all these complaints, then it's like, okay, like you said, well, the company that you get 50%, 40%, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you're not gonna find it. And man, just focus on your growth, focus on hitting your goals and, you know, figuring out something else for your life. Because as you building yourself up, it's like you start to develop into a new person. And it's like you said, man, earlier, once you start to go from, let's say, you know, you're making $600 weekly, then you could 3 times that. Let's say you can't even make 2 racks, you could make 1,800, bro. that would do so much. It's like you 3x your income. Trust me, you would definitely start to think differently. It's like you would start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's like, okay, now I'm about to go from making 30 or 40,000. Now I could have the opportunity to make 80, 90,000.
Yeah.
Ooh. So then
Yeah.
that's when driving will become more enjoyable. So you will start to put more hours in, you will start to take it more serious. And once you start to talk to people a little bit more and like you on your grind, you on your purpose, you know, the people gonna definitely want to make you stay focused. Cause it's like, okay, y'all not really doing nothing. So if I don't drive, more often than not, I'm probably gonna waste a bunch of time. What do most people, if they not driving, what are they gonna do anyway? Nothing, waste time.
Exactly.
They're gonna be playing games, they're gonna be sleep, you know, out partying, getting drunk, you know, even I'm not sure like if you drove like a Saturday morning, or I'm pretty sure you heard it. People getting, oh man, I was so fucked up. You know, I mean, I don't remember what happened. It's like, damn, man, you just waste all this time. And so y'all not do nothing else anyway. So you might just get out there, drive, and you know, as you start to make more money, you will start to enjoy it more. And if you need a day off, just take a day off, man. Do something that you enjoy doing. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, man.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I started putting into my mindset also is that Uber's open 24 hours a day, 7
Mm-hmm.
days a week, right? So if I want to go take some time and have some fun, I can still come back and drive. Or I
Yeah.
could start my day off. I could, you know, listen, I'm telling you right now, you wake up at 3 in the morning and it's like 9:30 and you made 120, 140, $150, something like that, you're gonna be inspired. You're gonna feel excited about the rest of your day because the sun just came up, you know, and you already made a certain amount of money. You feeling really good about yourself. So, you know, if you start early, I just feel like that's like the key right there.
That
I mean,
is,
start early, because
man.
you build that motivation. Because I remember my friend, I have a friend, he's an electrician. You know, he always starts like 4 in the morning, whatever the case may be. He says, shoot, I've already made a certain amount of money before people even wake up. And,
Exactly.
and that's like a real statement right there, because you really be on top of the world. You feel really good going on. If you make a certain amount of money in the morning, the afternoon is a cakewalk.
Yep.
You're like, oh, I could do this.
Yep. And it's a lot easier, trust me, man. Because even like, let's say if I don't get proper sleep or whatever the case is, if I get a late start, like today, for instance, got a late start. From a psychological aspect, it's totally different. It's like you knowing that you start like anywhere from 3 in the morning to like, let's say 5.
Right.
Man, driving be a cakewalk because you could get half your day done when people just now really getting to work, or you know, maybe they've been to work for like 2 hours. You already got 6 to 8 hours in. Then you finally take your lunch, and it's like, shit, man, it's only 12, maybe 1 o'clock. Let me finish off these last 3-4 hours. And
Right.
it's like you still got, you know, the rest of your day. So man, it's a lot of ways to do this. It's a lot of ways people could benefit, but you got to look for the benefits. And if you don't look for the benefits, you could go to these other channels, and you know they don't got nothing for you, man. They just gonna cause more anger, more frustration, more confusion in your life, and it's gonna make you feel bad. You know, it's
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
because what's the alternative? Like, that's what I said to myself. Okay, so if I'm not out here trying to make this money or trying to get to the 2 racks a week or even more, you know, because it's not even you can make more than that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What's the alternative? Sitting at home, you know, being broke, you know, borrowing money from people all the time, having to call people and say, "Oh man, can I borrow some money?" Like, there's no pride in that.
yeah,
There's pride in changing your own life and digging deep
yep,
and finding out what you're made of. Because one thing about Uber that's really cool too, like if you're driving in a certain area and it's not working, you can always go to another area. It forces you
yep,
to figure it out. It forces you to say, you know what, this isn't working over here. Because I've made it, you know, when I first started driving Uber, I've done everything. I tried to sit at the airport all day long. I'm gonna sit at the airport and I'm gonna take these rides, and failed at that. You know what I'm saying? Because
see,
it'd be so long waiting. It'd be like I'd be online for like it'd be like you've been online for 12 hours, but you've been active for 3. So it's like 9 hours, you know, sitting there
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
airport.
Hold on. Let me ask you about that because I trust me, I hear this all the time. Even passengers like, oh, you do most do airport runs. I'm like, how does that even work? So like, once you try to sit at the airport to get rides, what was the mindset or the thought process going into that? Like, what were you thinking?
My mindset was they're gonna be bigger rides.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
But here's the funny part though. Like when you wait all that time, you may not even get that big ride. It may be a small ride.
Bro, that's what people. And I say that all the time, man. I'm like, that's how I know that y'all not. That's how I know y'all mindset fucked up, and y'all either y'all knew or, you know, I think a lot of people do that truthfully because they don't want to put the work in. I think the more reasons and the more excuses they try to find, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit at the airport, get a big run, and make it worth it, or I'm just gonna sit because I don't want to, put more unnecessary wear and tear in my car." It's like, okay, you knew, man. Like, because man, it's been plenty of times where I say I drop somebody off at the airport and I get an airport ride here at Ping or whatever. I'm like, damn, they going to the hotel down the street. I'm gonna take them, but and I was thinking like, damn, it's probably people who just wait up here for like 15, 20, 30 minutes just to take somebody down the street to a hotel.
It's so true though. No, I've been in that situation. I've also been in situations where I was like, I really had like this whole game plan because people think they're so smart, right? And I thought I was so smart. I'm just gonna wait for the surges.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep my app off. I'm gonna wait for the surges, and every time the surge come in, that's when I'm gonna turn my app on.
Yeah.
And like I remember one time I was out there, and it was like, I kid you not, bro. I was so messed up in the mindset, but I mean, I was crazy, but it's like 6 hours had passed by. I was still waiting for the surge. Surge never actually came to never actually made it. But I sat there for 6 hours waiting, and I was like, man, I started laughing at myself. Like, you're an idiot.
You know what? And I'm glad that you did that because now it's like you learn from experience because you actually did it. So when people say these type of things, just like, man, I already done it, man. That's not an optimal strategy. That's why I said the best thing possible is to simplify your strategy, man. Just go out there and drive, have fun, drive for time, and make your money. Because it's easier to make adjustments and to have some type of consistency if you out here driving, consistently. Simple as that. If you try to do 5, 6, 7 different things to try to make stuff work, man, it's gonna be harder to get a feel for what's really going on. Sometimes you go out there, be a surge, you could get off the app and, drive to the surge. If it's like 5, 10 minutes away, then you could turn the app on. But if you just only depending on it, shit, good luck. Because you're going to end up probably wasting more time than not, more often than not.
Yeah, and it'll be a trap because like you might have that one good day where the surge just it was just popping, right? And you'll feel like, ooh, this is how it's gonna be every day, but it's not like every single day is different.
Yeah.
Every single time I get into that car and drive, my days are always different. They're never the same, right? Which is a great thing. But you can, there's things that like I've even did the whole thing, like I'm just gonna try to get as many reserve rides as possible, right? I've tried it all. That's the crap, right? Because, I might do a reserve ride to start my day. But after that, because a lot of times what will end up happening is with the reserve rides is I'll get them, but it's like an hour and a half before I have to be on. You have to be online 40 minutes before. A lot of times they won't even send me any rides. So I'm just sitting there waiting for the reserve ride to happen for like $27. Nah, I could have made the $27 just by driving, just by driving consistently. So I really agree with your method. I'm not saying to take every single ride, but I know for sure taking more rides than not taking rides will get you paid.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you don't have to take every single ride, ladies and gentlemen. Like, but I'm pretty sure most people know this because that's like the talking point of most people on the internet now is just cherry picking. Like, okay, we get it. Like cherry pick, then what?
And it's to a degree. It's to a degree. Like if it's like a ridiculous ride, I won't take it. But if it's like just if it's a regular ride, unless it's taking me somewhere that's not going to give me anything, then I won't take it. But most rides, I'm in LA, so there's always rides. So unless it's like go for $13, go 36 miles. I mean, I'm not doing that one.
Right.
But things that are just like in the regular norm, I'm taking it. I'm taking it for sure.
He said, I'll take it. Oh man. 2 more questions before we get up out of here, man. what does this challenge, mean to you?
Okay. It means everything to me. I first of all, I want to say something. Um, like I said before in the beginning of the video, you could have easily just made your money and kept it pushing. You didn't have to actually start this channel. So just the fact that you even wanted to help other people achieve something. So it says a lot about your character.
Mhm.
Not only did you want to see yourself win, you want to see other people win. So that's number one, right? Number two is the challenge means everything because again, the whole mindset. You're the 2000, that's a number, it's great, but it's the changing the mindset to think better of yourself, to think that you can achieve more,
Mhm.
because most people don't feel like they can achieve much or don't feel like they're worth much.
Yeah.
And it's 2 racks a week, it forces you to think outside the box. It makes you challenge yourself, like let's go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you might start off at like 1,200 and say, I can get to 1,400. Oh, I can get to 1,600. Oh, shoot, I'm only $200 away. I know next week I do a couple of shifts. I can actually change my mindset. I can get to the 2,000.
Yep.
Oh, snap. I made it to 2,500, and it just keeps going from there. So I feel like this challenge is so important because, a little competition ain't never hurt nobody, man. And, make
Nah,
it
man.
strong. And I love it, so it's super important. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Over 60 people have already, and that's just the people that have actually come on. There's probably more, right?
Yeah.
That you've inspired, you know what I'm saying? And so I think the challenge is like incredible. It's definitely changed my life. I'm super grateful. Thank you so much. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, boy.
Hell yeah. Man, I have a second question, man. You couldn't say it no better than that, man. And yeah, that's the purpose of this challenge, man. But like he said, I didn't have to post, start creating this challenge or a channel. I really did it because I got bored of just driving, making $2,000 because it just wasn't fulfilling. I was like, man, let me talk about this and see what other people can make, help other people out, and that's what was keeping me out there because I love having these conversations, meeting people, just seeing them win, man. It's a good, not even good, it's an excellent feeling.
Excellent.
It's excellent feeling, man. And and if y'all haven't, embraced trying to make 2 racks a week, if you're not ready, hey, maybe you're not ready. But shit, whenever you're ready, you know where to come, you know what to do. Get out there and grind, man. Cause trust me, you won't regret it.
Oh,
Once.
really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
For all the people, let's see, all the people out there that say that Ronnie that works for Uber, we all work for Uber. All right, we all work for Uber, and we all winning. So if you want to win, come work for Uber or stuff from me. You know what I'm saying? Because we out here winning. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
like, everybody want to make an excuse because they don't want to do something. They want to try to bring down what you've done. Hey, he doing it, and he not just doing it, he doing it for other people, and he helping other people like myself. So if he was just working for Uber, listen, it would just be him making the money, and it would just be a whole bunch of infomercials and all kinds of craziness. He changing lives. Stop playing with this man. Put some respect on his name. Ronnie, he the man. Let's go.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. Like, I wish I worked for Uber. I wish they would cut me a check, but it hasn't happened, at least not yet. So who knows what happened in the future?
Right.
But that's just that's just losing language. Like they resolving themselves of accountability and responsibility. Oh, he works for Uber. Like that's a cop out, man.
Corny. It's corny.
Yeah,
bro.
it's an easy cop out. But what about, like you said, what about the other people who came on the channel and they showing their numbers, they making 2 racks in other cities and states? Man, how can you discredit that, man? But
True.
ladies and gentlemen, you already know another winner, the 2 racks a week challenge, man. So, these gonna be the new shirts. They should be in a few weeks. I'm just waiting for the suppliers to ship them over, man. So, man, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna continue this movement going and, shit, get it done. I want to thank out, I want to shout out to Ish Brown over there in Los Angeles market.
Yes, sir.
LA is by far leading the leaderboards of 2 racks a week winners. So shout out to Los Angeles. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's real out here, man. It's plenty of money out here. You get 2 platforms. You could drive Uber or Lyft, and you could work 84 hours on each one. So the money's out there. It all depends on how bad do you want the things you say you want. Do you want to make this money or not? And, and if you are, or not are, if you do want to brace the challenge, just go to your app, go to your earnings, go like through the past 3 or 4 weeks and just see what some of your numbers looking like. And like, damn, I didn't really try. Let me actually try to work this thing. And if you work it, you have keep your mindset positive. You get that early start. Trust me, your experience will be a lot better. So, man, I hope to see y'all soon. I want to thank you once again for coming on, sharing your story, and get the work done, ladies and gentlemen. And you already know how we about to end it. Drum roll. Oh. Okay, I'll let you do the guitar. All right. Guitar. Oh, you got the piano too.
Yeah, I got the piano.
Yeah, showing the piano.
We're showing the small piano.
All right.
Showing the small piano.
Okay, piano. You don't got a violin, do you?
No violin. I wish I had a violin. That'd be sick.
Oh, he got the instruments. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie Speed, over and out. The 2 racks a week challenge. Get out there, get it done. Talk to you soon. Holla back. Peace.
Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.